A long time ago, in a quiet farming village surrounded by dry land and narrow roads, there lived a boy named Samuel. Samuel didn't have much. His shoes were worn out. His school bag was stitched together so many times it looked like a patchwork quilt. Some days he went to class hungry, his stomach rumbling a quiet song only he could hear. But inside Samuel lived something powerful, a dream. Every morning, long before the sun even thought about rising, Samuel walked almost 6 kilometers to school. The road was rough, filled with sharp stones and clouds of dust that clung to his clothes. His feet ached, but he never once complained. He held on to a simple belief: education was his only way out. Samuel dreamed of becoming an engineer, not to be famous, not to be rich, but to solve problems, to fix things. At night, his small home was always swallowed by darkness. His father was a fisherman, and in their village, candles were a luxury they couldn't afford. When the wind blew, the single flame they had would dance and then die, leaving them in a world of shadows. Samuel hated watching his parents struggle in the darkness. He wanted to change that. So he started a quiet mission. He began collecting broken things, frayed wires, cracked phone chargers, old torch batteries, and discarded pieces of metal from the roadside and rubbish piles. He saw treasure where others saw trash. Every evening, after finishing his homework, Samuel sat under a large mango tree, his little workshop. He was trying to build a small wind-powered light. His first attempt failed spectacularly. The wires overheated, melting into a useless black lump. The second one spun. Oh, it spun beautifully, but it produced no power, not a single spark. The third one, his most promising creation, broke apart in a sudden gust of wind, the very night before the school innovation fair. Some of the other children laughed at him. "Why are you wasting your time with garbage?" one boy sneered. "Go help your father catch fish," another one mocked, his words stinging more than any cut. Samuel felt the pain wash over him. His eyes burned with unshed tears. For a moment, he wanted to give up. But he didn't stop. He couldn't. Instead, he went to the dusty village library and pored over old, forgotten magazines about famous inventors. He filled a torn notebook with detailed drawings and scribbled notes, his mind racing with new ideas. He even gathered the courage to visit Auntie Ruth, an elderly woman who repaired radios for a living from her cluttered little shop. "You really want to learn, don't you?" she asked, her eyes kind and knowing as she watched him examine a broken circuit board. "Yes," Samuel replied softly, his voice barely a whisper. "I want light in our house." Auntie Ruth smiled, a warm, genuine smile that reached her eyes. "Then keep trying," she said simply. "That's the secret." And so he did. Samuel worked with whatever he could find. Broken fan blades became his turbine, scrap wood formed the base, and rusty nails held it all together. Some nights he worked so late he fell asleep under the mango tree. Some days his hands were covered in cuts and scratches. But his spirit, his determination, never cooled. Then one morning, everything changed. The school principal made an exciting announcement during assembly. "Next month," she said, her voice echoing across the schoolyard, "a technology foundation is visiting our school. They are searching for young problem solvers. One student will receive a full scholarship to a top engineering school." The classroom buzzed with excitement. Everyone was talking about it. But Samuel stayed quiet at his desk, his heart pounding in his chest. A mix of fear and hope churned inside him. Later that day, his friend Lena sat beside him under the mango tree. "Samuel," she said gently, "this is your chance. Don't be afraid. Your idea is amazing." Her words were the spark he needed. That night, Samuel worked like never before. He didn't just fix his old design. He rebuilt everything from scratch. He tested, failed, fixed, and tested again. He worked through the night, his hands moving with a newfound purpose. And then it happened. A soft, steady glow. The small lamp turned on. It stayed lit for 1 hour, then 3 hours. It burned brightly the entire night. On presentation day, Samuel walked into the school hall, holding a simple wooden box. His hands trembled. When it was his turn, he stepped forward onto the small stage. "This is my wind-powered lamp," he said quietly, his voice shaky but clear. He flipped a small switch. The room filled with a soft, brilliant white light. A collective gasp went through the audience. The visitors from the foundation leaned forward, their faces illuminated by his creation. One of them, a woman with sharp, intelligent eyes, asked, "Where did you get the materials for this?" Samuel looked up and answered honestly, "From broken things people threw away." There was a profound silence in the room. Then the lead judge, a man with a kind face, smiled. "This," he said, looking right at Samuel, "is real innovation." Samuel was selected. His life was about to change forever. Soon his story appeared in the local news. A village boy brings light using scrap. He received the scholarship to attend one of the best schools in the country. But that wasn't the end of the story. His small lamp design was shared with families in nearby villages. Soon, little lights began to pop up in homes across the region. Children could now study at night. Parents could cook and work without the fear of fire from candles. Homes were no longer swallowed by darkness. And Samuel? He never stopped building. He never stopped dreaming. Life will knock you down. It's not a matter of if, but when. People will laugh at your dreams. They will doubt your vision. You will fail, probably more than once. But success doesn't belong to those who never fall. It belongs to those who stand up every single time. You don't need a lot of money to begin. You don't need perfect tools or a fancy workshop. You just need courage and the stubborn decision to try again. So if you are tired, if you are hurt, if you are doubting yourself right now, remember Samuel. Remember this story. Fall, but then rise, fix what broke, and start again. Because one day, someone will look at your work, at your creation, at what you've built from your own broken pieces, and they will say, "This is exactly what we were searching for." Keep going. Your story is not finished yet. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more.